Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be furnishing a set of units that I built in Evergreen Harbour, which is the world that came with Eco Lifestyle. I haven't ever played in this world before, but I felt like this set of units really suited it. So I gave it a crack and they actually turned out really well. This build is actually based on a real life set of units down the road from me that my mum actually suggested I build because we walk past it pretty much every night on our evening walks with my dog, and she gave me the idea and I decided to do it. So I did a little bit of research on Google Earth and from memory. I also took some inspo from the floor plans. Well, not inspo, I pretty much like copied the floor plans exactly to build these units, and it worked out really well, so I'm pretty pleased with them. Unfortunately, I did not film me building the lot because it took so long to do. I'm not even joking, it took like, I'd say 2 days to get it right, and it just would have been so long because the process was so lengthy. I was jumping back and forth from my reference picture to try and get it right. So yeah, I mean the video is like nearly 50 minutes long already, just me furnishing. So I think in future, if I was to do like a smaller build, I would film it, but because it took me so long to do, I didn't want to make the video longer because 50 minutes is already quite long. But yeah, I have never played in Evergreen Harbour. As I said, I don't typically play like gameplay yet. And I say that because my ultimate goal is to it sounds so silly, but finish every single lot in every world before I play. But I enjoy building, so I think it's doable, but it will definitely take me a while to do. I just feel like my Sims need a lot for any scenario, right? So if I want to get the full experience, I want to have everything done beforehand. So yeah, I don't know what Eco Lifestyle is like. I know that the world, when I first like loaded in and started building, the world was pretty, I wouldn't say dirty. I mean, it is, I guess. There's lots of rubbish around, so you definitely need to clean up the world. I think that's the goal, right? But yeah, it kind of fits my typical aesthetic anyway, that realistic lived-in look. So it's a great world, don't get me wrong. I really like it, and I'd be happy to do more builds in future. This set of units, there are 6 in total, and I have furnished 4 for you guys, just in case you wanted to download it and you wanted to build your own or decorate your own. A lot like this would be really good if you had the for rent pack, where you can make it like a residential rental and like subdivide or divide the lots out for different households. But if you don't have for rent, you can still play with, I guess, like one household and make it separate by locking certain doors. I remember I used to do that before for rent came out, and before like duplexes and townhouses were a thing, because I know for so long lots of people were doing that, but we just didn't have like the means in game to divide up the lots. So for rent is really handy in that aspect. But yeah, if you don't have it, that's chill. You can still play without it. But yeah, I tried to decorate each unit just a little bit differently, so that there's, I guess, a story behind each one. Typically units like this though are really made for singles or couples, so not really big families. And I did include like a unit with a cot and a change table if you have like a small family you want to move in. I think that's so doable. But yeah, the layouts for these units are pretty much copy and paste in terms of like the living room, the kitchen, the bathroom. So it was a bit tricky, and something I noticed was that there wasn't any dining space. So I did include like a little seating area outside on each balcony so that your Sims have somewhere to eat, so they don't have to sit on the couch or on the toilet as they like to do. So yeah, there is some seating for them, but yeah, I mean, you can rearrange it however you like and try and squeeze in a little dining area if you like. But something, yeah, that I did notice on the floor plans was that there was a lot of space. And if you wanted to make like the kitchen smaller and put like a little nook in there for some seating, you can absolutely do that. Or even make the bedroom smaller, because the bedroom is quite big. So you could extend it and have some room for a dining nook for sure. That little room off to the right there is actually a walk-in robe. Every unit had one, and I did actually transform one of them in one of the units into like a little study nook, just to switch it up a little bit. But these types of units are quite common in Australia, like the older style, like brick buildings that have been like renovated. So people will buy them and renovate them to rent or to sell. They're relatively affordable, but it depends where they're located. Like, I'm close to the CBD or city in my city, so it can be a little bit more expensive. So I tried to keep the interior semi like original. So we've got the brick walls that have been painted over, and then the wooden floorboards, and then outside on the balconies just some like old chipped, I guess, tile, which is also quite common with the exposed brick staircase and whatnot. Those tiles are actually from the Cheap and Chipped CC collection from Sububu, which I really love. And yes, I'm back to using CC again, thank goodness. My last build was no CC because I hadn't yet transferred over all of my custom content and mods into my new save, because I was waiting for my new PC, which I have finally got now, and everything is back up and running smoothly. So I'm really excited to film some more and build again. I know I haven't been too active in the upload department lately, but that's because I have started a new job. And a little fun fact about me is that I am a social worker. That's my occupation, and I have started in a new space in the disability sector, which we call the NDIS here in Australia. So yeah, I work with people who have disabilities, and I do behaviour support. So that's a little bit about me. I've been a social worker for the last 6 years, and for the last 4 years I have worked primarily from home. So I had, I guess, a lot of extra time to do things, which I think is great about working from home, but something that I found working in that way was that I lost a lot of motivation, and I didn't feel like I was being challenged enough. So I took the leap and made a change, and I'm back into the 8 to 4 or 9 to 5 grind, so I've had to do a little bit of adjusting in my sleep schedule to allow for early mornings because I am a night owl. So it's been a little bit of a tricky shift for me, but we've got there. We've definitely got there over the last couple of weeks. I have really made the effort to change my body clock. So yeah, I haven't had a lot of time to film content because I have been so busy just settling in and getting used to my new role and figuring out my sleep schedule. So a lot of my simming and gaming in general is kind of reserved for the evenings and just weekends. So something like this, it would take me so much longer now to do than it typically would. I mean, the video in itself, like I said, is it's like 50 minutes, so it did take a while. So I don't have the time that I used to have where I could get this done in like a day or two. Instead now it takes me like a good week. So yeah, a lot of the times I come home from work and I'm so tired and, you know, drained, and all I want to do is watch Love Island, have my dinner and go to bed really. So yeah, but it's okay. I am really, really enjoying what I'm doing now. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and a little bit about why I haven't been as consistent as I would have liked to have been. That's okay. We'll make do. Yeah, so gosh, yeah, the video is so long. I'm stumped for words. I don't really know what else to talk about, I guess. But yeah, as I said, I tried to make each unit a little bit different. This one is a little bit more rustic. This is the one that actually has the walk-in robe as the study area. So that's something a bit different. And yeah, all the layouts are pretty much identical. I just tried to change the furniture up a little bit to give some sort of individual flair to each unit. I really love that 90s nostalgic feel, and I think I've said before, but a Winged Llama's CC is some of my favourite. And if you guys know of any other custom content creators that do that more realistic 90s vibe, please do let me know. I'm always up for new custom content that fits my style of building. So yeah, drop a comment down below and let me know. Something I really want to get, it's like a really specific I guess niche bit of furniture, is like a 90s bed. I do have some custom content beds that are similar, like that wooden bed frame, but I really want this doona cover that I specifically remember as a child my parents having, and I think I had it as well. It was like this navy blue bedspread with the yellow sun and moons on it. Love it. I wish I could make custom content so I could make that. And also my parents had this like maroon and dark green like checkered duvet. Love it. So nostalgic. I really need to find it. So I've been doing a bit of CC trolling on the internet, and I'm yet to find anything, unfortunately. Fun fact about the microwaves, I learned recently that if you size them down, you can still use them, like they're still functional. So yeah, I mean, some of the like Maxis Match, like Sims items are not Maxis Match, just Maxis items, sorry, a bit oddly sized. Some things are either like way too big or way too small. And as I've said before, I don't have tool mods, so I can't resize them to how I'd like them, but if you size the microwave down, it still works. So that's always handy because I feel like it takes up a lot of space. Let's not talk about the cupcake machine. That is outrageous. Like, who is putting that big contraption in their house to make tiny little cupcakes? No, thank you. So yeah. Oh, if you can hear my brother laughing in the background, he is playing games with his friends. So apologies if that's being picked up by the mic. But yeah, my brother is a bit of a gamer too, and he also has to squeeze his gaming time in around work as well. So yeah, he sounds like he's having a good time. Yeah, what else do I say? My goodness, I'm not too sure. Oh yeah, wait, are we getting into the bedroom? I don't think so just yet. Maybe. Yes. Yeah, so there was this bed that I put down. Love this bed. However, I think it's by Soft Pine. It just doesn't come in other swatches, which I was really disappointed by. No, it's not by Soft Pine, it's by Freak. Yeah, it's like the Life is Strange conversion stuff, which I love. And something I've been wanting to find as well is the Life is Strange, like, American wall flag. I had it in my last CC folder, but because I've done a lot of culling, I just can't find it anymore. I think I must have got rid of it because it would have had like an obscure file name, and I just deleted it, not thinking anything of it because I did such a big clear out. I don't know if it was from Banana Hut, like their Life is Strange conversion CC, but I can't find it anywhere, and I'd love to get it again. So I tried to download similar things, but they just don't feel the same. So yeah, I just have to keep looking, I guess. So here I put the wardrobe outside of the little walk-in wardrobe area. It's not outside, it's like in the bedroom, but like, yeah, there, instead of in the walk-in robe. And then I realized that I didn't have like a full-length mirror. So they've got like a wall mirror instead, which is okay, but a bit frustrating to see your whole fit, you know what I mean? But that's okay, we'll make do. And yeah, you guys can like download this lot and make any changes that you like. I was going to say not to like re-upload it as your own, but that makes me think, because a lot of my worlds, well, in my previous game, what I did was I used to get a lot of like downloadable lots from other creators and then refurnish them, because I love like the shell, like the foundation of the house. I just like the interior I wanted to change. So I don't know, I primarily build like that. I'm not really a from scratch kind of girl. A lot of my builds that I had in my personal save were from other creators that I had redone the furnishing for. Obviously I would never like upload without giving them credit, but I definitely wouldn't claim them as my own. But I'm so happy for you guys to like redecorate any of this stuff if you like, and make it your own. Oh yeah, I was struggling so hard here because the whole flipped concept was completely confusing me. I was like, what? Which way is the shower facing? They can't get in from there. So I had to fully flip it around, and my brain just could not comprehend. But yeah, we got there in the end. Yeah, I was just having a silly blonde moment. I think because I'd spent so long like building this layout and trying to get like the mirror image of each one right. I don't know why I didn't cut that out. But yeah, speaking of American flags, I tried to download some, but yeah, they just don't hit the same, which is fine. But yeah, the flipping was a nightmare. I'm pretty certain that everything in this lot is functional. Maybe though, I'm not too sure about the towels like being in front of the shower. So if your Sims can't have a shower because of the towel, just delete it. Sims don't use towels anyway, it's more for decoration, but just delete it and it should definitely work, because I have seen creators make smaller bathrooms than that and they're functional. So yeah, it should absolutely still work. One of my favorite Maxis like packs is the everyday clutter, the basement kit, and the bathroom clutter kit. I think they're great, and I really wish Sims did more of that stuff, and even just collaborate with like CC creators too. That would be so awesome, because I did have a bit of a whinge and a moan in my last video about the lack of clutter items. So I guess like as a builder, it's so important to fill the space and make it look, you know, as realistic as possible. It just depends on how you play The Sims, and what sort of feel, you know, you're trying to go for. But yeah, I was just putting on the walls there all the decals. I feel like I like to think that they're my signature for every build. I feel like I can't do a build without putting them somewhere. So we'll just call them my signature. Yeah, I love them though. I think the mold, the cracks, like the exposed brick just like brings life to the lot, you know. So yeah, I don't think I'll ever do a build without it. I don't know, maybe, depends. I have done like nicer, more modern builds before, so they probably wouldn't be suited to that, but it's just, you know, the feel you're going for, and I like more realistic, lived in sort of builds, so they fit really well for me. I love that drying rack. Is that by Tuds? Did it say Tuds? I think so. It's like the tidying up CC pack, which is really cool. I think, yeah, because living in like a little unit like this, there's not a lot of space to begin with. So I know upstairs in my apartment, actually my parents live downstairs and me and my brother live upstairs. We have like a little drying rack, or I don't know what you guys call them, but we call them like a little drying horsey. I don't know, does everyone else call them that, like a horsey? I'm not too sure. But yeah, we have one of those up here because if the weather's bad outside, the balconies still get rained on, so we do our laundry and dry it inside. But yeah, I feel like this space is very fitting for a drying rack. Oh yeah, I tried to include a doormat on every unit. What did I just say then? Did I tried to create, or I placed? I can't remember. I placed a doormat in every unit, like out the front or out the back. I just feel like it's a staple. I don't know. I know in Australia we're super big on doormats. Oh yeah, here we go. I can't remember if I mentioned before, but the oven and stovetop combo was just, it kept clipping and I had to go in and change the stove. So, which is kind of disappointing because I know it's a big thing here in Australia to have like an oven underneath and then a stovetop on top. And it was just, yeah, unfortunately it was clipping, it just wasn't working, so I had to go in and delete it. And I wanted it to be functional, so yeah. Oh yeah, something that I did before that I was going to mention is the lattice dividers. Is that what they're called? They're like lattice? I don't know. It's the wooden dividers that you would have seen me put on the balconies. They're quite a common thing for, I guess, like units and balconies of like townhouses, just for privacy reasons. So yeah, thank goodness Eco Lifestyle has those wall dividers. I know they're very popular, like a lot of builders in The Sims like to use them, me included. They're very handy, and if you double them up with move objects on, you can create that lattice effect, which is pretty sick. And they come in different wall heights too. So that bed, I love that bed. It's by Sibubu again. I just love how fluffy it looks. Oh yeah, this is the unit with the baby. So like a young couple and their child live in this unit, if you like. So I've included the cot and the change table here in the walk-in robe, because again it was a bit pokey and there wasn't enough room, but it should be functional. I didn't put a bin there, but I'm pretty certain your Sims can still change their nappy without the bin needing to be there. I think the animation is just different. Oh wait, actually, from memory, now I know I don't do a lot of gameplay, but from memory, I think if you change the nappy on the change table without the bin, the nappy goes like flying onto the floor. So yeah, I guess you're just gonna have to clean that up every time. I don't know. And if you don't know what a nappy is, that's what we call like a diaper in Australia. A nappy, or I have also called it a kimby. So yeah, just a bit of slang for you. Yeah. I think I got rid of this shelf, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I can't remember if I kept it. I think I just transferred some of that stuff up onto that other shelf there, because again, there wasn't a lot of room. I mean, it looks great, but it just didn't all fit in, because I actually cluttered up this living space quite a bit. You'll see me put like a sofa, and then I'll go and put like another chair, but then I had a think and I was like, oh wait, we need some stuff for the baby, so I had to go and change that. So I put like a little play mat down in the corner, and some toys on the floor, and yeah, that's why I got rid of this shelving unit, because the Sims, they wouldn't be able to get around the couch and that. So yeah, it was a bit hard to try and do different layouts for the living room. I mean, you could absolutely put like the couch like in front of that window there, and then do it like the other way. But because the TV's there right up against the wall, it just made sense to have the couch facing the TV. Oh, I hope I moved that. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I moved the aircon. Now, let's just pretend that the curtain rod stops before the aircon unit, okay? It is The Sims still, so not everything is perfect. But yeah, that was a really cool touch. I noticed in the images of the floor plan or the real estate pictures of these units, they had air cons in like the bedroom and the living room, which is very common in like renovated homes in Australia. We're very big on our air cons or air conditioners, and if you have a reverse cycle one, it heats up, so it's good for winter and summer. And I blast mine in summer because it gets so hot here in Australia. We didn't have a very hot summer this year. Wait, I take that back. I was actually on holiday this year during our summer. I was in Japan in the freezing snow. So I was there when we had a really, really bad heat wave, and it was like 45 degrees plus. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, sorry, but it's just very hot. So I'm glad that I missed out on that. I was dealing with frozen fingers instead. And I said to my mum, being in the cold, I don't think I'd ever complain about the heat again, because the cold was so freezing. But I think, and I've said this before to my friends, and we've had this discussion, do you prefer winter or summer? And I've always said summer, right? Because I love the sun and I love tanning and going to the beach, and that, you know, it gets darker later at night. But in the winter, you can like rug up to stay warm, right? You can put layers on. And in the summer, it doesn't matter how little you wear, you'll still be hot. So I guess in that sense, I prefer winter, because you can keep warm by layering. But I love summer for, I guess, the feel. You know, you hear the crickets, the sunsets, the beach, the warm water. I don't know, I just love that. But I can appreciate the cold. And going to Japan this year was the first time I've ever properly seen snow. I've been to New Zealand and I saw like melted slushy snow, but not proper snowflakes and powder. And it was a really magical experience because my partner and I had never experienced it before. So it was nice to do it together. Yeah, let me know if you guys have been to Japan before and what you thought of it, because I really, really enjoyed it. I've been twice now within 12 months. That's how much I love Japan. But yeah, I'm looking to go next year for the summertime. So we'll see how that goes. I've heard that it's really humid and quite rainy actually. So my partner and his friends are actually going next week. Lucky them. I was invited, but because I started my new role, I just haven't got the time or the leave, unfortunately, to do it. And yeah, I'm saving myself for next year. And I think I will go in the summertime next year. I know that I said it's really humid and muggy, but I would like to go to Okinawa, which is like Japan's Hawaii, and experience that. So I'm very much looking forward to it. I think for my next build I might do like a Japanese inspired build in the, what is it, the snowy escape world, Mount Komaribi. I think I might do that, and just kind of like live out my fantasy of living in a traditional Japanese house with tatami floors and sliding doors. I know my mum is very keen on me doing a build like that too, so I think I'll do one for her. I had actually my last save completed Mount Komaribi, but unfortunately I didn't save anything, so I've lost it and I have to start again, which is fine. Like I said before, like when you start over, sometimes it's good to, you know, have a different perspective and, you know, new ideas come to you. So I'm looking forward to redoing everything. But yeah, I'll definitely do a Japanese build sometime too. I did actually build a 7-Eleven in my last save, which I don't think was functional, but it looked amazing. So I might try and do that again. Maybe it's just a personal build, but it was more so just for fun because I like gameplay tested it and they were like, it just didn't work. There were no staff and yeah, you couldn't buy anything, but the look was there. It definitely looked the part for sure. But I think I might do like a like realistic Japanese house in a field, because that's something I really love. We stayed in Gunma, which is out in like central slash, not, I wouldn't say northern, but it's like north of Tokyo, more central Japan, like near the mountains, and it was absolutely beautiful. And me and my partner stayed at an Airbnb with an older couple, and they were so beautiful, and they had bikes that we got to ride around, because Gunma is quite I guess it's not isolated, but it was pretty far from the main city, and yeah, we rode our bikes around the area, and it felt like I was in I guess like an anime or a Studio Ghibli film, with the fields, like the country town field. It was so beautiful, and I can just imagine in the summertime, you know, hearing the cicadas and yeah, riding my bike in the warm summer air would just be so beautiful. So I think I might try and recreate that. Lots of greenery. Yeah. I am a big anime fanatic as well. What's the word for people who are obsessed with like Japan and anime and manga and figurines and stuff? I can't remember what the word is, but I'm definitely whatever it is. Still at my ripe age, I love a good, you know, anime figurine and plushie. I mean, my setup, like my new PC setup, is just a hoarder's dream. I have so many little trinkets all around me. So yeah, I told my partner to get me lots of little surprises when he goes, and he said, where are you gonna fit them all? And I said, I don't know, I'll make it work. So yeah, I love it. So yeah, just putting some plants around the fronts of the units, or the entrances, which is also a thing. I have a plant outside my front door, and I know that when you live in these sort of units, you don't have like a courtyard or a lot of space, so people try to jazz up their front porch a little bit with lots of plants and greenery, to sort of get that feel. So I tried to emulate that with these units. So this is the last unit that I renovated in this build, and I tried to do like 2 light and bright units and then 2 darker ones. So yeah, this is one of the darker ones. Oh my gosh, the TV. It was so tricky to try and put the TVs on top of the fireplace, because they kept, like, when I used the 9 key to lift them up, it would either be like a smidge off and they'd be floating, or they'd be like clipping into the TV, but into the fireplace, sorry. But I thought it would be better to have them clip than float. So luckily this one is a wall mounted one, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I was in struggle town for sure. And these curtains, oh my goodness. Thank goodness did I put an aircon there? I think I did. Yep, great. To hide the overlap. Oh, and another radiator as well. No, did I keep it? I don't think so. I think I put one in the unit below, but I swear I said to myself, why am I putting a radiator in when they have a fireplace? But again, all of these units had fireplaces in the floor plan, and realistically, I don't know how often they'd get used, to be honest. Like, because I know that they're a lot of work to maintain, and you've got to get firewood, and it's really expensive, and so I feel like a lot of people would sort of use the fireplace more as like an aesthetic, I guess. I know that something I really like is if you put like candles inside an old fireplace. so it's more of like a decorative piece. I think that's really beautiful, and I do have actually some custom content like that. So I have a fireplace with candles in it, and I cannot remember who it's by. I'm going to say Harry or Pierreism, possibly. But if you look it up, you'll be able to find it. It's definitely a thing. Oh yeah, this unit has, I put a dog bed and a food bowl. So if you have a small pet, you would be a good fit for this unit. And yeah, definitely a small pet, because I wouldn't say having a big like dog live in a unit would be, I don't know if it's a good idea. Like, you can absolutely do it, but I just feel like in terms of space, because these units are really pokey as is, it'd probably be best to have a smaller dog. But I'm a big dog type of girl myself. I have an American Staffy, and he is like a big baby. He's really old now. He's like a grumpy old man, but he is such a big softie, and I love him to bits. And I just love big dogs because I can be not rough, like, but I love giving his his chest a bit of a slap. He loves it too. He loves the rough love. But I get cute aggression, and I'd feel really bad doing that to a small dog. So I don't think they'd be able to handle all that love. So yeah, I prefer big dogs for sure. Not too big, like, I am a dog person, but oh my goodness, I don't think I could have a Great Dane, especially because I love letting my dog sleep on my bed. If you had like yourself, your partner, and a Great Dane sleeping in the bed with you, oh my goodness, there'd be no room. Like, my dog takes up enough space as is, so I just could not imagine. So yeah, definitely fit for a small dog, or a cat, whatever you prefer. If you're a cat person, that's great. I'm not. I don't know, I'm really, really allergic to cats. Like, super allergic. Like, my eyes go all puffy and itchy. I get really sneezy. I don't know, someone told me that it's not their fur, but it's their saliva. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like it's the cat hair. And cats, they molt a lot. So do dogs, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like cat hair flies around a lot. So, but I am semi-allergic to dogs too, but I'm used to my dog, so I don't get a reaction from him anymore. But if I was to pet somebody else's dog, I would definitely get itchy. Just have to be careful not to touch my eyes. Otherwise I'll look like Homer Simpson in that one episode where his eyes like crossed over. Oh my god. Actually, that's a funny story. One of my colleagues, who is my friend, she, in preparation for her wedding, she was on a very strict diet of rice cakes and tuna for lunch every day at work. And we used to say they looked like Homer Simpson's crusty eyes. Because if you look it up, you know what I'm talking about, but don't look it up because it'll make you itchy as well. But yeah, that's a very interesting story. So I might cut that out, or I might leave that in. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to back into the bush like Homer Simpson. So yeah, this is the last little bit of the build here, doing the bedroom. I love this bed. I cannot remember who it's by, but if you pause the video or slow the video down a little bit, you might be able to see the name of the item when I select it. I don't know if it's not the Angela bed. That's another one, I'm pretty sure, or it might be, I can't remember. So I'm actually watching my video that I've edited, and I'm doing my voiceover separate. So when I'm talking and yapping, I'm not really paying attention to the items that I'm selecting down below. So you can go back and pause it if you like, and it'll come up. Or if you want to download the build, it'll be in the download. So, but yeah, I love those big fluffy beds because I am a big fluffy bed girl. I have a throw, lots of pillows. So yeah, it's something I enjoy, and I'm so glad that there's sissy out there that give the same feel. So yeah, just doing this little walk-in robe here. Don't really know if I'm a fan of that ottoman, so I might go and change it, or you guys can change it and get rid of it, do whatever you like. But yeah, not really a fan, but that's okay, it still kind of fits. So yeah, just jazzing up this front porch here, putting in some little succulents. I tried to, change it up a little bit, do some on the other side and then do some close to the door just to switch it up. And of course a doormat. And then I think we're moving into the last balcony here. What do I put? Oh yes, a barbecue. Gotta have a grill. I thought I needed to do something different because it was very much copy and paste. So yeah, if they can't use the barbecue, my bad. Maybe move it around somewhere where they can, or you can just delete it. But I'm pretty certain they can still use it. So yeah, I put a little seating area here. And I think that might be it. I think I'm just going to do some finishing touches, but that is pretty much the end result of the 4 units. I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. The link to this build will be on my Patreon. I hope you love it. Thank you.